Hello everybody. Welcome to Psychic Café. Wow, it was such a rush for me to get here on time. Oh, I've been riding all over the island doing all kinds of things this morning. So welcome everybody. If you're on here live with me, say hello, say where you're watching from. I'm just fresh out of the shower from training this morning. Not just training, I've got grit all over my thingy. Not just training, but then afterwards going to riding all around the island because there's some shopping that I needed to get. And as I was going to get the shopping, the guy with the best noodle soup drove past me, and he's slang like sidecar and all of that. And I'm like, on my way back, I'm going to have to find him. So I did a major tour to try and find him, and I found him in the end. I got my supplies. By the time I came back, I only had like 40 minutes to go until this. I had to rush around to eat the soup and get in the shower. But I'm here now. Okay, let's get some cards out. So I've got my matcha. I did have time to make my matcha. You can't have a cafe without a drink, right? What are you drinking? I'm not sure that this is a great time for Psychic Cafe. It's too quiet in here at this time. It's good for me because I managed to do my morning things. It doesn't seem to be good for everybody else, right? Let's get some cards out for the collective. As usual, got a load of building noise going on, which is nice. Yesterday afternoon, I just had to get out of here. It was too much. Right across the road, they're tearing this place. They're just gutting it. It looks like they're going to make it like more of an open plan kind of a building, and it wasn't before. And next door, I don't know what they're doing there. They're renovating it to make it look like this place, I think. But it's so noisy. And yesterday, I'm like, I cannot be in here any longer. You know, and I can ignore it for a while, and then it was starting to grate. So I took my Kindle, and I went to the cafe. And I sat and read, which was very pleasant. It's extremely windy today. We're in monsoon time. It hasn't rained for a couple of days, but it's so windy. So what are the messages for the collective? What are the messages for the collective that we've got today? Let's have a look. Let's have a look and stick around because I will be pulling a card for everyone. It's here from The Secret Manifestation cards by Rhonda Byrne. We're starting out with the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. She often is depicted with her heart in a cage or something like that. She puts her feelings aside and she works on logic alone, on her mind alone. There's a time and a place to do that. And boundaries is one of those times. But when there's a need for a boundary, it's a time to put our feelings aside and use our logical mind and speak out on that boundary. And then we've got the feelings that come after it. And then we've got the receiving, the Queen of Cups. Okay, so this is a message saying, if you're learning about boundaries, and if it's so unlike you to like negate your feelings and with your logical mind assert a boundary in a situation, in a relationship, whatever it is, if it's not naturally you and it kind of grates on you having to do that, this is saying, yeah, the feelings come after that. So you can deal with the feelings that you have about that within yourself, by yourself, right? We can do that. Then the Queen of Cups, then you'll receive more. So this is for those of you that are not sure whether you're going to receive what it is that you really want to receive in life, or to put it another way, to have the relationships that you truly want to have. If you kind of harden up and have boundaries. But this says, yeah, you're going to feel that way for a while until Queen of Cups. That receiving does happen. So there's this integration time with anything really. It's not just with this, but with anything there's an integration time. In other words, you have to hold that energy for a while before it starts to generate your new conditions, your new outer conditions, your new life conditions. So yeah, very specific message for somebody, for some people, whoever's watching this, if it's resonating with you today. Because I'm just feeling this resistance. I'm feeling this resistance to the Queen of Swords energy, and there's a time and a place for it. That doesn't mean that we need to sit in it all the time. If you sat in that Queen of Swords energy all the time, then you'd be really hard. You'd be closed down, closed-hearted, and all of that kind of thing. We don't want to be this all the time. We just want to bring this out when it's required, right? When we've got to speak up for ourselves and just be in our heart most of the time, and then bring the Queen of Swords energy out when it's relevant to do that, like when we have to protect ourselves. Because unfortunately there are people we've got to protect ourselves from. There are people that want to manipulate us, that want to drain us, want to use us, rip us off, all that kind of thing, right? And so this is when we've got to bring that Queen of Swords out, no matter how we're feeling about the person or the situation. We need to draw a boundary, and then feel our feelings. So, more cards on this situation, on this message. The Fates and Yin. Interesting. So, another card of receiving with this Yin card. The feminine energy receiving is exactly the same as the Queen of Cups here. And then the Fates is out with it. So, it's like this is saying your fated person, your fated job, place for some of you. Some of you are wanting to relocate. Some of you are wanting to get into a relationship. And some of you, it's more about life purpose. That fated thing that you're waiting for requires you to get into the receiving mode, which requires us to soften up, right? And this is saying that you can't soften up if you're not protecting yourself. You can't soften up if you don't have boundaries, because then you're going to keep on getting knocked down. The only way to be soft is to be able to trust ourselves, to step into that Queen of Swords energy when we need it, and stand up for ourselves in that way. So receiving is on the other side of this, what you want to receive. Often we incorrectly believe that if we just get into our heart and we just stay in our heart, then everything will just turn out fine, and we can affect other people's energy just by being in our heart and being soft and all of that kind of thing. But if you do that, you're going to get hard lesson after hard lesson, as people can spot somebody like that a mile off. And when I say people, I mean narcissists, I mean abusers. That is the energy that they're looking for. That is a sucker that they're going to be able to abuse, right? And so we don't want to be in that kind of an energy, because we do need to have discernment. Next up, we've got activating the third eye. I'm willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. So this, to me, I am willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. It's that law of attraction thing. Like I said, if we think that we can just be in our hearts and it'll affect the whole world, and then we'll only get into good situations, that's incorrect, because there are all kinds of people here on this planet, and some of them are still fledglings, spiritual fledglings that haven't learned a few things yet, about compassion, about empathy. And you're not here to allow those people to drain you and all of that. And so I'm willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions is kind of a message saying, don't be in fairyland here. We're allowed to choose our beliefs, yes, choose how we want to live, absolutely, choose our ideas and our conclusions and all of that, yes, but be real about where we are right now and the energies that are around us, in order to protect yourself. It's just this message over and over again. You're not going to be able to receive until you do this. Because if you open up to receive before you've done this boundary thing, then yes, you're going to attract those wrong kinds of people in. And it's not that you're attracting them, it's that they're picking you out. They're picking you out. Let's get some of these out. Is anyone here watching? Say hello, please, in the comments. You'll need to be a subscriber for at least a minute in order to comment on here. I'm thinking of moving the time of this show, because it's just so quiet at this time, to earlier on, probably 7 a.m. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, so 4 hours ago. That's probably a better time. A better time for me, a better time for other people as well, for different time zones, Now we've got Kairos. Kairos is about divine timing, about the perfect timing for something. Sometimes we beat ourselves up because we think that we're behind, or this is saying, no, it's the perfect timing for that. We've been holding energy. A lot of us have been holding this energy, right? We came as star seeds and the crone as well. So we've been holding that energy for a long time. A lot of us came as star seeds, in like the worst of times, to experience like the worst of what Earth has to offer in order for us to heal ourselves and transmute that energy, and to hold and hold this energy, to make it easier for other people to raise their vibration to. What I mean by raise vibration is like heal themselves, feel better in themselves, be more discerning, more aware, self-aware in each moment, and choosing what it is that we want to choose in each and every moment. Yeah, that's what I mean by high vibration. I don't just mean like joy and all of that kind of thing, because we all know, well, maybe we don't, because the research is quite fresh, it's only a few months old, that the highest vibration emotion isn't a single emotion, it's just authentic emotion. So if you are, for example, if you're falling in love, your authentic emotion will be love, and that will be high vibration. If you have like a surprise party or something like that, and it brings you a lot of joy, the authentic emotion will be high vibration, that will be joy. But if you are wronged by somebody and you're angry, then anger is a high vibration if it's authentic in that moment. And high vibrations empower our thoughts, right? So in that example, so there's some kind of injustice done to you. The correct emotion would be anger, and that anger would fuel not blaming or anything like that. That's when it will start working against you if you do that. But if it's fueling you making a decision for yourself, like this Queen of Swords, right? A boundary decision, like I am not going to have that in my life, and so if you're going to act like that or do that kind, I'm going to remove myself. That would be a boundary, right? And so those kind of things based in anger will really get things moving, right? Especially around injustice and all kinds of things like that. So anger is not a negative emotion. We don't like the feeling of it, right? But it fuels manifestations a lot. I mean, it's a very potent fueler of manifestations. I just need to move this fan a little bit. It's blowing my hair in my face, making my hair fluffy. Yes, so I have often used anger to fuel my manifestations, often getting to the point where I've been putting up with something that I don't really like, and then I get to the point of no more, I can't do this anymore, or that like, this is not fair, universe, this needs to change. And it's in that anger that I can manifest, because it's authentic anger. I'm certainly not suggesting that like rage, going around suppressing anger and then being angry at people that cut you off in the road or whatever, that's not a good way to deal with anger. It's to feel it in the moment and then allow that anger to fuel an appropriate decision of a boundary is the right way to deal with anger. So, back to Kairos, the sustainer and the crone. A lot of us croning now, postmenopausal women, and we were born to hold this energy, right? Came in, as I said, we're born into circumstances, into a world with a lot of trauma, so much trauma, and to heal ourselves and transmute it, right? Just to sort it out within ourselves and then hold this energy. Not because what we want is going to be delivered from that, not as a personal manifestation thing, or we came here to change the world, right? To allow the world to raise its vibration altogether. And the Kairos card says time. It's time. It's a matter of timing. So the receiving is coming is what this reading is saying. It's a long-winded way of saying, that you've thought that you've struggled to receive. It's on its way. It's on its way. There's just some things in the pipeline to be sorted out. So is nobody going to talk to me then? Nobody's talking. Yeah, I'll have to change the time of this live show then, if nobody wants to talk. I'm not doing this for fun. I'm doing it for people. Well, it is fun for me. I do love readings. So I'll get myself one of these cards and I'll get out of here. If you're all not going to join in, I shan't do it. So I'm just going to get myself out one of these secret manifestation cards, which I do on occasion, just to have something. I love this. Counting and blessings. I actually did this in a meditation yesterday. I counted my blessings. It's very hard. As I was going through all my blessings, it was hard to keep count of them all, but I got over 100 at least. So beautiful. Such a beautiful thing to do. Make it a daily habit to sit down and write down 10. Oh, I easily got to 10. If you never did anything else, this one practice would transform your life, right? It does. Yeah, got to way more than 10. Well, if you don't know, I live on a tropical island. Beautiful, beautiful community here. Beautiful place. It's better when it's not monsooning and stormy, but it's still beautiful today. And an amazing community, and it's a Buddhist country, and so it makes for peaceful, happy people that help each other. And so the whole I'm thinking of the word, it's not climate, but I want to say climate. But it's not. It's the way people are here. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful, and I fit in so well, and it's amazing. I've got so much to be grateful for here, and of course I do the work that I love. Not only that, but I help manage a gym as well, and I absolutely love that too. That's where I was this morning. That's why I'm fresh out of the shower. Yes, very, very lucky. I've got so many blessings in my life. It's so cool. Well, thanks for watching. If you watch me, talk next time, and I will see you next time. As I said, I'll probably change the time for next week because there's no point in me doing this if nobody's coming.